Beach City Commission meeting to order on March the 10th, 2026 at 1 o'clock. If I could ask everyone to please silence your cell phones or put them on vibrate during the meeting. That way we don't get disrupted with a telephone call. So please silence the cell phones. Let's go ahead and call the roll. Irvin?
Commissioner Pheasant?
Here.
Commissioner Perkins?
Here.
Commissioner Segerson Eaton?
Here.
Commissioner Smith?
Here.
Vice Mayor Fournier?
Here.
Mayor Harden?
Here, thank you. Our invocation this afternoon will be given by Pastor Gary McLemore, Jesus Supernatural Life Center. So if we can all please rise for the invocation followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Pastor?
Good afternoon, Mayor, Commissioners. Father, thank you today for our commission and those who have great concern for our city. We ask that you would bless this meeting. Let it be filled with your wisdom. Let it be filled with your peace. And let understanding come from this dais. And Father, we ask that you would just embrace us and let us have a consensus that will move this agenda forward in your precious and wonderful name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Let's see. Mr. Harrison, any changes to our agenda this evening?
No, sir.
Very good. Can I get a motion approving the agenda as printed?
So moved. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Thank you. Can I get a motion approving the regular City Commission meeting minutes of February 24th, 2026?
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Thank you. On our consent agenda tonight, we will be pulling items number 1, 5, and 6 for individual discussion. So 1, 5, and 6 will be individual discussion. All other items on the consent agenda are eligible for discussion during audience to be heard. Very good. And that takes us up to a great time in the agenda, and that's proclamations. We've got one today for Women's History Month proclamation. Mayor Rex Harden will acknowledge March 2026 as Women's History Month in the city of Pompano Beach. Debbie McCarty and Sharon Stone Walker will attend and receive the proclamation right over here at this podium.
Mayor?
Yes,
I
Vice Mayor.
was thinking about this, and you sit up here with a whole bunch of women colleagues, and I thought in the past we've discussed maybe different people reading proclamations, and I thought maybe it'd be more appropriate for a woman to stand with you and read the proclamation today. And I actually thought maybe since Commissioner Segerson Eaton has sat up here for so long that it would be nice to have her read the Women's Day proclamation as a mother and a grandmother and stand with you. Would that be something you'd be open to?
Well, why don't all the women from the commission join me over here at the podium?
But I thought maybe someone should read it. A female should read it.
I'm fine with the mayor reading it. Thank you.
Go. You look wonderful. Good seeing you. Absolutely. And here comes Sharon Stone Walker's in the house. Very good. All right. Great group we got here. I kind of stand out this way, see? All right. Whereas Women's History Month is celebrated annually during the month of March to honor the contributions of women to the history, culture, and progress of the United States and the city of Pompano Beach. And whereas Women's History Month traces its origins to efforts first recognized in 1987, and each year provides an occasion to celebrate the often overlooked achievements of women in every sphere of society. And whereas the 2026 theme, Leading the Change, Women Shaping a Sustainable Future, celebrates women who are leading sustainability efforts, environmental, economic, educational, and social, advancing equity, resilience, and opportunity for all. And whereas the city of Pompano Beach acknowledges the immeasurable impact of women, both past and present, in leadership, education, business, science, the arts, healthcare, community service, excuse me, government, environmental stewardship, civic engagement, and so much more. And whereas Women's History Month honors not only historical figures whose legacies have shaped our world, but also contemporary women, excuse me, perhaps I should have let the Commissioner Segerson-Eaton, women whose leadership, courage, and commitment guide future generations. Women in our community and across the nation continue to shape a more sustainable and just future through innovation, mentorship, and vision. Now, therefore, I, Rex Harden, Mayor, on behalf of the City Commission and residents of City of Pompano Beach, do hereby proclaim March 2026 as Women's History Month in the City of Pompano Beach, and I encourage all residents to join in recognizing and celebrating the achievements, leadership, and ongoing contributions on this 10th day of March 2026. Very good. Yes. First off, Debbie, here to say a few words?
Actually, Mayor, I have something here. So I wanted to introduce you. Thank you, Mayor. So March is...
I'm sorry, I was going to have Debbie.
yes, I'm going to give them a chance, but I was able to nominate them. So
Oh,
there's a
okay.
reason why. I want to give people the opportunity to get to know who they are. So thank you, Mayor. March is recognized nationally as Women's History Month, and that's a time to celebrate the contributions, leadership, and lasting impact of women throughout our communities, our country, and our world. This year's theme, Leading the Change, Women Shaping a Sustainable Future, highlights the many ways women are helping guide our communities forward. From public service and education to business, faith, and community leadership, women continue to play a critical role in shaping stronger and more resilient communities for future generations. I also had the honor of being recognized at the county level for Women's History Month this year, alongside many incredible women throughout Broward County. It was a reminder that while recognition is meaningful, the real purpose of this month is to shine a light on the many women who work every day to serve others and lift their communities. With that spirit in mind, I had the privilege of nominating 2 remarkable women from our own community who truly represent what this month is about. The first is Sharon Stone Walker. Sharon is a proud 6th-generation native of Pompano Beach, whose life reflects a deep commitment to faith, family, and community. As a mother, grandmother, pastor, and community leader, she has spent years mentoring others, uplifting families, and helping bring people together across our city. Through organizations such as She Is Ministries, Divas Doing Deeds, and Pompano United, Sharon has worked to empower others, encourage leadership, and create opportunities for people to grow and serve. Today, we recognize her for the impact she continues to make in the lives of so many throughout Pompano Beach and beyond. And joining me today is another woman whose dedication to service and community leadership is truly embodying the spirit of Women's History Month, Debbie McCarty. Debbie has long been a dedicated advocate for community service and uplifting others here in Pompano Beach. In 2014, she was recognized as Miss Florida Woman of Achievement, and more than a decade later, she continues to carry that legacy through her ongoing commitment to service. Debbie has been especially passionate about advocating for and supporting our senior community, ensuring that older residents feel valued, respected, and connected. More recently, she has also developed a passion for teaching manners and etiquette to people of all ages, helping to build confidence, respect, and strong character in the next generation. She looks forward to continuing her work in Pompano Beach by supporting after-school programs and community initiatives, always with the goal of giving back and strengthening the community she cares so deeply about. Today, we recognize Debbie for her continued dedication to service and her commitment to making a positive difference in the lives of others throughout our city. Today's recognition is a reminder that the impact of women reaches far beyond a single moment or proclamation. Across Pompano Beach and beyond, women continue to lead, serve, and inspire, helping to shape a stronger future for our community and generations to come. So thank you, guys.
Thank you. And now, Debbie, would you care to say a few words?
Wow, I'm overwhelmed. I'm grateful. I thank you. And I feel very honored to be able to be here and support this wonderful community. I'm really looking forward to working with the little ones, the teenagers, and making a huge impact, a difference in society, starting right here. Manners matter, be polite. Just the 5 basic words, please, thank you, you're welcome, I'm sorry, excuse me. And then to further it and to make it interacting. And I'm determined, and I will make a difference in our manners in society. So thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Debbie. Appreciate that. Sharon, care to say a few words?
First, I would like to give honor to God for this great award. Of course, to our city commission, our mayor, vice mayor, our city leadership, Mr. Greg Harrison. My mother is here. This award is definitely dedicated to my mom. She's in the audience. Mommy, can you stand up? Right. I am who I am because of her. So I dedicate this award to her. I love you, and I will continue to do the best that I can for the city of Pompano Beach. I love you all.
Very good. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Now let's go ahead and get the photo. Let's go out in the front if we could. Come on, everybody. Ladies.
Got a new phone and it's doing its own thing. So, you know, it's a Samsung. I thank God I was able to get a new one. But everybody's phone I got, I'm gonna send you a copy of this, and y'all can forward to who's a friend of yours. Thank you.
All right. That was excellent. All right, Mr. Alfred, have anyone signed up for audience to be heard?
Yes, Mayor, we have a total of 12 speakers.
12 speakers, okay.
Okay, first speaker is Gwen Betty, followed by David Larson, followed by Patrick Gillette, followed by Michael Seversky. Gwen Betty.
Very good. Come on down. Just name and address for the record, and please limit your comments to 3 minutes.
Hi, my name is Gwen Beatty. I am at 4410 Northwest 12th Terrace. I'm here today to talk about Rotary Connection. It's a free bus for the homeless in Fort Lauderdale. We have stops in Wilton Manor, Slaughterhill, and Oakland Park. We launched in August, and we are very successful, so Pompano is next, and I wanted to tell you about it. We have 62 stops a day. We do 3 things: ridership directly to needed services, reunification with family, and placement in treatment. So far since August, we've had ridership of over 4,000 people. Door-to-door direct service is needed. We have relocated and reunified over 60 people. 60 people are back home, and some are already working. And we have done treatment placement for over 80 people. So we're in the field. We have a resource navigator on board every day. It's Monday to Friday, 8 to 3, with these one-on-one conversations saying, where are you going today? What do you need? Well, do you know about this? You don't? And then we do a warm handoff where every time they get off the bus, we walk them into the facility, introduce them to the receptionist so they have a soft place to land, and now they're in the facility, whether it's hospitals, medical, food, DMV, Social Security, job training with Goodwill, whether it's any kind of service that we have, you can see the list. Housing authorities, to get started in the placement process. This is a unique program. We're the only one in the country doing this. We have one bus, it's 14 seats, and we want another bus for Pompano. So we're looking for corporate funding, we're looking for sponsors, and we can set up the route in Pompano. We know you have a homeless problem here. We also want to do Hollywood. We want a second bus for Fort Lauderdale because we're already leaving people on the sidewalk. So you can see the bus. We held a student art competition to design the wrap on the bus, and that was exciting. A high school student won. So I would like to invite all of you to do a ride-along with us, to really see what this program is for an hour or two up front in the morning. And we've already had the endorsements and ride-alongs with Commissioner Ben Sorensen and County Commissioner Nan Rich. So you would be with us, you would be able to talk to the people firsthand and see what a resource this is. 10 seconds left. I will be contacting your office through email to give you my contact information. There's a phone number on here, and we welcome you.
Very good. Thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
Appreciate it.
Mayor, can I say something?
Great program. Thank you. Vice Mayor.
Yes, thank you so much for coming here and talking about this. Getting around is certainly one of the big challenges of our homeless population. And I know Cassandra always has bus passes, but there's a lot of destinations that still aren't on a bus route, including our shelter on Blount Road. So I personally know people who have struggled working poor to get around. So this is exciting, and I will definitely take you up on that offer, and hopefully we can bring something like this to Pompano. Thank you.
Very good. Next speaker.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is David Larson. I'm a resident of Pompano at Seacrest Towers on 1609 North Riverside Drive. And I'm also a frequent attendant at the beach on Northeast 16th Street and the park there, and I'm one of the kite surfers on the beach there. So I'm sure the commission and other officers in the city have heard numerous over the last year or two complaints and concerns and suggestions about what's going to go on at that park and beach. And I'll probably mention a couple of those, but first of all, I would really like to sincerely thank the city of Pompano for having created this special space decades ago for all of us who use it to kite surf and to windsurf and to ride the wings and to be with nature in a non-offensive way. We create no noise. We leave no exhaust. And it's just wonderful that this was created. And I thank all of you, the mayor and your predecessors, for creating this space for us. Thanks so much. It's an iconic space, and it's known on the entire eastern seaboard as one of the great places to go and enjoy wind sports. And of course, there's kayakers there, surfers there, stand-up paddle boarders there. And thank you very much. We appreciate it. Moving on, I looked at the listing of the parks in 26-29, and there seemed to be about 36 in them that were up for some type of renovation or improvement, but I didn't see the North Beach Park listed among those, but I was able, by doing a quick Google search, to find other information that was at the town hall that detailed what was going to be done in the park. And for me, I might not be speaking for everybody on the beach there, but I really liked pretty much everything I saw there about what was going to be done at that park. And I think I probably represent a lot of the people there. A couple of concerns is, first of all, my understanding has been, and I talked to Diego, who's a planner, earlier this week, and he assured me that there was not going to be any changes to the beach itself, the sand where the designated area was for launch and landing these craft, but there would be changes to the entryway, a beautification project. And so I'd just like to hear a restatement that that is the case, that the function and the use of that area is going to stay the same. Suggestion that there's now a, I finish the sentence?
Just real quickly, go ahead.
Okay. Suggest in the beautification, you put a lost and found box station out there next to where the rubbish pickup is. You have pails there to pick up rubbish and trash on the beach, which is great. How about right next to it, a lost and found station?
Good idea. Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Enjoy the 16th Street Beach. Next speaker.
Michael Seversky, followed by Rick Losey, followed by Kim Griffiths. Michael Seversky.
Michael Skaversky, 1630 Southwest Fifth Avenue, Pompano Beach, Florida. Okay, I guess I'm the liaison for the senior center. Okay, when you go into the senior center, I know you know it, I don't think any of you other people know it, even though you say you do. How it was designed, the new parking lot, is absolutely ridiculous. What they did is, they put a walkway in right as you were to walk in from the new parking lot into the senior center. But if you go to the left or the south, it's all wide open. So now the people have to walk all the way around or they have to cut through the lawn. I mean, I tried to talk a couple weeks ago, but I didn't get a chance. I've already had to help a few people. I'm not there that often. I've had to help a few people walk around. Who was the doofus that came up with this idea? So you had the walkway here. It should have been put in the middle so the people on the left and the people on the right where they park can convene and come in the middle. Now what you have to do, because you have one over here, you've got to put another walkway through there for the people on the left-hand side. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know who the engineer was. I don't know who looks at these plans, but you people are a bunch of doofuses. All you got to do is look at it. It doesn't take much of an Einstein to figure out that a lot of these people are handicapped, so you have to make it easy for them to walk. I don't understand it. So maybe one of you or two of you will drive out there and take a look and, like usual, say, Michael was right, like I am about 97% of the time. Now, also, considering all you care about is your own friends and stuff like that, because I've learned that all you only care about are people that you want to push ahead and use, essentially. We have a girl that cuts hair there, Debresia. She volunteers her time twice a month now. I understand you pay people that really don't do anything, and you know it as well as I do. Liaisons, we know damn well they're not doing anything, and they're not convincing anybody either, okay? She volunteers twice a month. I think she should get paid $500 each time she shows up. Is that very difficult to give her $12,000 a year for helping out the elderly people? Do you think maybe you could agree on that? That, oh, well, we don't really care for her, but she's doing a hell of a lot more than we'll ever do for anybody.
There you go. Thank you for your suggestions.
Mayor,
Commissioner Perkins.
thank you. There are a lot of issues and concerns we have with the Senior Activity Center, and it's only about 2, maybe 3 years old. And those are the same problems people have when you say you want to demolish the E. Pat Larkins building and rebuild it. Those are the concerns we have, because we know that when it's built, it's not going to be built properly and, adequately for the people that will be accommodating the building. Thank you.
Very good. Next speaker.
Rick Losey, followed by Kim Griffiths, followed by Delvin King.
Good afternoon. My name is Rick Yossi. It's an I-O-S-S-I. Thank you for what you've done. North Ocean Park, the beach, it's a phenomenal experience. I've enjoyed it for almost 35 years. That's a lot of parking revenues, by the way. Anyway, thank you for what you've done to create this, and I hope it lasts eternal. That said, Rick Yossi, I live at 551 Northeast 17th Street, Boca Raton, Florida. Like I said, I've been a long-time user of the non-motorized launch at Northeast 16th Street and very familiar with the layout and attributes. I understand an item before you today relates to landscaping and right-of-way improvements associated with the Duet Armani Casas project. and it is not intended to affect the beach itself. However, recently, survey work was conducted within the public launch area east of Northeast 16th Street, within the North Ocean Park area and public beach over 2 days, which is concerning. Given that activity, I would appreciate clarification on a few points for the record. First, can the city confirm that the item before you today includes no work within the North Ocean Park or the public beach east of A1A? Second, if the launch area is outside the scope of this proposal, can the city explain why the survey work was conducted within that public launch area and who requested it? Third, does the city recognize this location as an established non-motorized launch site for wind sports as it has existed for many decades? And finally, if any future proposals could affect this long-standing public access point, can the city confirm that will come before the commission and the public for review? Also, what impacts on the road, beach, parking, general access will occur during the construction phase of the Duet project? Summarizing, this launch area has provided safe access for wind sports for many decades and is an important recreational asset for the community, among other water and beach users. Thank you all very much.
Very good, thank you, sir. A lot of those questions you can get from our city manager's office. I'm sure he can give anybody who wants information on the project up there to get it out. But I know this commission has been very clear that 16th Street Beach, I mean, there's no changes down there. It's going to stay the way it is. Very good, thank you.
Excellent, thank you.
Next speaker.
Hello, my name is Kim Griffiths, and I reside at 1610 North Ocean Boulevard, and I am here along with the other speakers, really, for our concern. I've been here 2 or 3 times, and you've told us 2 or 3 times that nothing is going to happen to that beach. But we are, a family there. I moved from New York about 5 years ago and particularly picked that building because of all the people that I know there in the community. And so when we see people surveying and all just rumors coming about that there's going to be cabanas and they're going to close the parking and all that stuff, so everybody gets crazy, and we're all here today to hear it again. So, we just want to support. So we've said it, it's on record. So you just repeated it. And that's what I was here to say. And thank you for keeping the park as it is, because it sincerely is a family. You see Dave, myself, we aged all from 20 to like 80 that are all doing these sports and really have a fond, very positive relationship with each other and the park. So keep it as it is. All right, I'm going to go back and report. Nothing's changing.
Well, just for clarification, there is going to be changes to the park area. The park's going to be redone.
Right, but not the launch area.
Correct. Yeah, out there on the beach, it's beach. It's going to stay beach.
Thank you so much.
Very good. Thank you.
What was your name again? I'm sorry. Kim Griffith?
Next speaker, Commissioner Fessick.
So I just wanted to say thank you to those of you who have questions related to the beach. I know that this particular North Ocean Park has been a hot topic along with the building that is coming. And Mr. Harrison, I would actually appreciate if we could, because I remember that the development agreement was tied to park being redone, is if there's any way that you could provide maybe just an update of where everything is from the park designs, everything, so that we can provide that to the public, and then that way we can put any of those rumors to rest if you have an update based on the design of the park or anything like that. Through development services or planning and zoning, wherever it may be in our process. Can I count on you for that, please?
There really is no update. Nothing's changed. Nothing has ever changed.
Right, it's just,
So,
but do you have a visual
it's
of
the
any?
same.
Okay. Can you provide a visual of some kind or just an outline for?
I believe we've done that on more than one occasion, but I'd be glad to do it again.
Thank you very much.
Next speaker.
Delvin King, followed by Andrew Landowski, followed by Melody Griffith.
Okay, good afternoon, Commission. So I received an email from Mr. Tran. It says, Mr. King, when the CRA seeks a tenant or evaluates a development proposal, we perform a basic public records search through the Broward County Clerk of Courts to review available litigation history. When an individual or entity is seeking tenancy For the CRA-owned controlled property, a review typically includes eviction records and non-criminal history. So Mr. Tran did look up my history, and I do have a little history. But my question is, you didn't show me the history, because you sent it to the commission, you sent it to the city manager, but did you do your history on your Greater Pompano Beach Chamber of Commerce? Because I'm looking, I see something here from one of the board members that they have, let me see what I'm seeing here, small claims court, 5,000. One of the board members, because you looked at my personal stuff, so one of the board members personally, small claims court, 15,000. They owe Capital One Bank 15,000. Lim Tree Associates, they owe them, no, that was a removal of tenants, one of the board members. We got another removal of tenants, one of the board members. One of the board members owed SunTrust Bank contract indebtedness. Another board member foreclosed on the property. Another board member foreclosed on the property. And I just got a whole list of things, other court documents from board members, because you looked at my stuff personally. And I feel like, to be honest, City Commission, this is a personal attack against me, because you don't want me involved in some things. But if you look back, I wouldn't be in a lot of this financial trouble if you wouldn't have denied my zoning use certificate back in, let's look at this, 2020. I got a lot of these financial troubles because you were so nasty that you didn't allow me to open up my school the correct way. So when my back is against the wall, I have to do what I got to do to make sure my school survives and my students get what they need to do. Mr. City Manager, you was involved in this. You knew what you did. You didn't want my school here. Now, on the other hand, Mr. City Manager, let me say, Mr. City Attorney, let me say this to you. It was a surprise that I had a court date. And as I was walking in the court date for something personal, you was walking out of the courtroom. So I'm trying to understand, why were you in a criminal courtroom on the same exact day as my criminal court case, the same exact time? Why were you walking out of the courtroom? It seems as if y'all got a personal attack and a personal vendetta against me, but I come to tell you today that I'm not going nowhere. You can send all the attacks you want to. You can do all the things you want to do, Mr. Mayor. You can listen. You can go against the three people. No, I'm not going to stop talking. You can go against all the three people.
I'm going to warn you right now.
You did you and your people had a personal, warn me all you want to. Warn me all you want to. I'm tired of the personal
Escort these gentlemen out, BSO.
I don't give a damn about no BSO escorting me out of here.
BSO, please escort this man.
I don't give a damn.
Mayor, can I...
Y'all nasty as hell. You brought your ass up there to my court date. Nasty as hell. What the hell you doing up there?
Mr. Berman?
May I respond to that, Mayor? May I retort, or do you not? Do you want to?
If you'd like to, I mean, it's.
Yes, Mayor. I'm in the courthouse a lot. I've been practicing in Broward for 40 years. Mr. King has 2 pending felony.
Wait, Mr. Berman. Wait until the BSO escorts that gentleman out.
Mr. King has several cases, many cases going before the court right now, 2 pending felony prosecutions for theft and fraud. He's got multiple civil cases pending in the courthouse, so I'm bound to run into him from time to time at the courthouse. He seems to mistake what he calls his personal information, which is public information. And if it's public information, like the record of his misdemeanor theft conviction or his prior felony theft case, which was withheld, or the 2 pending felony theft and fraud cases with the state of Florida as the victim in one, several pending civil cases and multiple evictions that were easily, these are all public records. His booking photos are public records. He has a pending handicap parking case, because I saw his email and I just went on the computer and looked. It's all public record. His voter registration card he used to qualify for office, when you check with the supervisor of elections, he used that to show that he qualifies in the district where he's running. That was changed in December 2025
Mayor,
to that address.
excuse me.
So, the question becomes, is that all of these things he's claiming that we're picking on him. This is all public information that's out there for anyone to look at. I happen to be at the courthouse. He has multiple cases. With the number of cases he says, I'm bound to run into the guy probably. And that's the answer to that question. Thank you,
Good.
Mayor.
Commissioner Perkins?
I don't think it's fair for you to make those statements without the person standing there.
Well, bring him
He
back.
did not say why he was there, the reason he was there. He didn't say any of that, but you felt the need to put it out there because it's public records. If it was a public record, you should have said, he didn't say that. He didn't say, go into details as to what was in the public record, but you took the opportunity to say what was in the public record.
No, he felt the need to personally attack me, and I felt the need to
No,
respond.
it wasn't personal.
Yes,
For me,
it was. He
because
made
you
it
represent the city.
He called me a nasty ass something or other.
Yes, after you upset
being
him,
at
of
the
course.
courthouse for doing my
When
job.
he was standing there from the beginning, did not accuse you of anything. So you come back after he's been escorted out by the mayor, who gives somebody the opportunity to speak at the dais longer than 3 minutes if he likes what they're saying. If he does not like what they're saying, he interrupts, stop them, and say to BSO, escort them out. I know how this city works.
Respectfully,
I've been sitting
Commissioner,
up in
I'm not
here,
gonna sit
I've
here
been
and
sitting
let the
here
member
long
of the
enough to
public-
know how you all go about doing things when it comes to certain people you like and dislike. And I've said this a million times, we have to work with people all the time we like and dislike. We're here for the people. You can't pick and choose. I can't. So I just don't think that that's justified what you just said. Well, he has a criminal record and it's here and he ran for office. He didn't say any of that standing there. So of course he got upset. Would have too. Thank you, Mayor.
Mayor?
Very good. Vice Mayor?
Thank you. I agree with Commissioner Perkins. We all get called all kinds of things up here, and we're expected to take it. And I'm not taking sides with respect to anything that Mr. King is saying, but I do think that the email we all received with his background and every bit of it attached was certainly an outlier. I've never seen something like that from the city. I am curious if the city does similar vetting of all their consultants before you sign contracts to find out if they have any evictions or small claims courts issues.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So
please.
if you don't hold your consultants to that standard, but someone who's just trying to apply for a lease is basically, and I can understand that the city looks at that as part of their evaluation criteria, whether they're going to execute a lease, but I thought it was inappropriate to send it all around in that way. I've never seen anything like that in my time here, someone's personal records circulated so broadly. And I would like to be sure that going forward, for every consultant contract you sign, we do similar background checks and have you email us all of their personal history of any potential prior evictions or small claims court issues, just to be fair. Thank you.
Very good. Vice Mayor, or Commissioner Fessick.
Thank you. So I would like to agree with both the Vice Mayor and Commissioner Perkins. Look, I just think we have a history lately, the past year or so, of allowing some sort of behavior that is inappropriate, and personal attacks to residents should never happen. So I really am upset with how this process was handled from the get-go. The email was very detailed, and it seems to be that certain rules are applied in certain areas but not applied in others, and I'd like to see more equality all around. But I don't ever want to have a resident being attacked and have their laundry aired, especially when they're not able to defend themselves. I know that I've been subject to that myself, and it's not a fun feeling, so I just would like to say, like, let's do better. Thank you.
Very good. Well, Mr. Berman, I have to chime in. It's like I understand you're defending yourself. Likewise, Mr. Harrison, you could have defended yourself as well. Let's go ahead and move on with the next speaker.
Andrew Landowski, followed by Melody Griffith, followed by Rain Hannibal.
Good afternoon, ladies and gents. I appreciate you giving me my 3 minutes. I'm Andrew Ladnowski. I live at 433 Northeast 11th Avenue, Pompano Beach, Florida, 33064. I've been a happy resident of District 2 for approximately 5 years. I'm happy with the services I've received, the majority of them. And I appreciate the Honorable, I'm going to butcher the name badly, sorry, Honorable Sigerson Eaton and assistance in some policing issues that I had when I just moved in. I'm the gentleman that just sent the email this morning. I'm kind of a little disappointed with the situation you have with the street lights. They were purchased almost 3 years ago or 4 years ago, and they've never been functioning fully since we've received them. In addition, we have some safety issues with the lights. Some of them were installed actually within a foot of the roadway. So when a car might be a little bit in the dark, if the light is non-functioning and it's actually black, I guess we've had a few incidents where drivers have actually hit those because they're too close to the actual road. The contract, which I learned from your city engineer, they're supposed to be approximately 6 feet from the roadway, and you see in the majority of the communities they are. And I sent some samples where you have some of those streets. I call it my 2-beer app. Some of you guys may have seen the report that I generated. I just quickly went through the city, took some pictures, and the app automatically knows where they are. So they sent a kind of a nice formatted report where it went through the list of all the issues where some of the lights are on during the day. I think one of your Brenda, and Sista as well, taking some of the photos within the community where you have lights that are actually missing components. It looks like we actually may have received, we've actually not received some of the lights. If you take a look, I can see by the sequencing of the lights, it appears that some of the lights were actually never installed, and I can tell because I would see that they would be a challenge to actually install a light because of vegetation on a right-of-way. And it looks like that contract, what I'm asking for the city to do is to provide someone and have an interest to provide the data of all the lights that you were supposed to receive so we could actually look if we actually received what we have, and for someone to have the patience to go through the list of almost 100 lights that are non-functioning just in 2 small communities. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. I know that's an issue up there. I've seen several emails going back and forth with engineering. Very good. Next speaker, Commissioner Fessick.
Just a quick note. We have a lot of the same issues in District 1. I know up with our project with FDOT and FPL in Hillsborough Shores area and along the north side of A1A. So this is thank you for creating this app. It's really very interesting to see that you can pinpoint exactly where the issues lie. But I'd love to see if there's a way we can follow up on not just in District 2, but also in District 1, because I know I get a lot of emails related to those lights as well. Thank you.
All right. Commissioner Sigerson-Eaton.
Yes, thanks, Mayor. And yes, it's very important for the residents to alert your commissioner, go to the city portal, and report a light that's out. None of us here can be everywhere at all times in every place. So it's important. It's your neighborhood, your street. It's important for the residents to report these lights that are out. Okay, we all want to make sure our streets are safe, our pedestrians are safe, our cyclists are safe, and with the lighting, that creates that atmosphere. So that's really good, and it also has gone a long way to reduce crime in our communities. So just remember, go to the portal, call your commissioner, text your commissioner, and let someone know when a light is out or malfunctioning. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Next speaker.
Mayor, we have 4 remaining speakers, but we have reached the allotted time for audience to be heard.
Very good. We'll continue at the end of the meeting then. Thank you for that. All right, that takes us up to our consent agenda. Can I get a motion approving items 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Item number 1 is a resolution.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pompano Beach, Florida, accepting the citywide Parks and Recreation Master Plan update prepared by Walter Zachariah Associates, PLLC, providing an effective date.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second for discussion. This item was pulled by Vice Mayor Fournier. Vice Mayor?
Thank you, Mayor. So a lot went into this work product. I know we've all attended meetings and worked with the city and the public to produce this almost 200-page document. So I do want to first thank you for that hard work. And I just wanted to highlight a couple things in it and ask a couple questions for both myself and for the public to understand what happens next. So what is the duration that we would expect for this plan? Is it a 10-year plan?
Scott Moore, Parks and Recreation, yes.
Okay. And I mean, really the punchline is always the cost of things and how we go about executing this and prioritizing projects and getting it done. I mean, the costs ranged from a couple $100,000 at some parks to I think, $24 million at Community Park. So what is the process over the next years for us to turn some of this into actionable projects?
Our plans are to do it through the regular budget process. CIP will also be able to apply for some grants if we can, but CIP or the regular budget.
So how do we prioritize these projects? Is this like an arm wrestling match in budget sessions, or is there some kind of hierarchy or suggested phasing in of these different improvements that we will get from Parks and Rec?
We will identify parks that need to be addressed and we'll bring it to you and we'll discuss that at that time, and there may be some arm wrestling going on, but yes, we're going to work together to try to get some of these items moving forward and stuff like that in each of the districts.
Okay, great. So we expect some follow-up from you also.
Correct.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Very good. This is a public hearing. Is there any input from the public on this item? Please come forward. Just name and address for the record.
Skaversky, 1630 Southwest 5th Avenue. Most of these parks are fine. If there's a few problems here and there, I report it, but the parks are fine. I suggested a while back, and I've suggested it numerous times actually, Alsdorf Park. There should be free parking where not the picnic areas, where there's a little exercise area and swings. Nothing's been done. Instead, you want the people to pay. You want the boaters to pay, that's one thing, but there's that one area that I don't know why it just what I state goes in one ear and out the other. Does that make sense what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Am I that goddamn stupid? I mean, 100% of the people agree with what I say most of the time, but it never gets done. Just like the senior center. It doesn't get done. Let me look at the plans from now on.
Mayor, I recall we all agreed with Mr. Skaversky and gave some to Michael.
Don't call me anything.
With Mike, and had given some guidance to the city to get some free parking by the playground. Do you recall that?
I do not. I recall discussing it, but I don't know that we actually gave any direction.
I remember that. I think we did. Okay, we'll have to go back and listen.
Very good. This is still public input. Any further public input from the public on this item? Seeing none, public input closed. Commission discussion. Commissioner Fessick, followed by Commissioner Segerson-Eaton.
Thank you. So first of all, yes, I do remember discussing the free parking by the playground, and I thought was unilaterally decided that we should do that for our parks. I want to thank you again for putting together this massive document. It's very, very detailed, and I remember the meetings that we did have where I feel like there almost wasn't enough attendance at least the District 1 meetings, but I do know that there are a lot of people who are very passionate about parks in general, me included. And I think, so I know that I talked to Scott about some of the things that you wanted us to know, or the public to know about this particular plan, and some of the things that you're looking forward to. And I kind of want to just give you the opportunity to talk about some of the things what this plan looks like, and then what it is that are some of your goals in this plan. I wanted to give you the floor to do that.
Thank you. One of the big things, with this document is we did go around to all the parks, and all of our parks look great. They're wonderful parks, but one of the big things we're really trying to do and that we noticed is just standardizing the parks. The same garbage cans, the same benches, the same dog receptacle things, the same shades. Some playgrounds have porn plays, some have sand, some have. So we just want the parks to be Pompano parks. So if you're driving through the neighborhood or you happen to be on a water taxi, you know that that's a Pompano park right there, and that's what we want to do. But the parks look great. They're all in great shape. So we just want to standardize these and make sure we're all playing in the same sandbox.
Nice pun. So the other question that I have with the standardization is related, I guess, going back to that North Ocean Park, because that's going to be developed moving forward. I guess I'd like to see some of those. So maybe some of those same updates applied to our parks as well, and more information, like I said earlier, about North Ocean, and ways that we can make sure that that still fits the Pompano parks rather than the developer's vision for that space. Thank you.
Very good. Commissioner Seegerson-Eaton.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, and a great report, great work. I know a lot went into it. I attended the meetings. And as I recall, one of the first and foremost issues that was discussed was security lightings, making sure that the parks were lit and secure in the evening, which is a high priority for me. And I do want to say I agree with you. The parks are looking great. North Pompano Park is looking great. The landscaping, the trimming of the trees, and we've gotten the new permanent bleachers in over there over the last couple of years. That's been great for the community. The sunshades and the new concession stand, press booth, windows, and soon our PA system. So I want to thank you for that. It's great, and I like the standardization of all parks. As many you may or may not know, that the parks in Cresthaven and the Highlands primarily were annexed into the city. They were formerly Broward County parks. So I really want to say that I appreciate everything the city of Pompano Beach has done for the parks in District 2, Cresthaven and the Highlands. So great report again. Looking forward to some of the improvements and the security lighting in the parks. Thank you, Mayor.
Very good, thank you. Okay, I've got Commissioner Smith, followed by Vice Mayor.
I too want to say what a great job that you did. Fantastic report. It's like having a parks encyclopedia right at our fingertips to look anything up. District 5 has one park, but soon we'll have a second park, which is 11 acres. So District 5, I feel that our district's very privileged that we can create what that park's going to be. So that'll be a master plan in itself for our 11 acres. But thank you so much for all your hard work. It's really appreciated.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor?
Yes, that was one of the other things that stood out of what an opportunity that is, that we have this space to create a park, and I can't wait to go through that process citywide, knowing it is in District 5, but our parks serve all the residents. With respect to this conversation about Alsdorf, I was able to find it on December 9th, 2025. The minutes, Mayor Hardin expressed support for the suggestion made by Mr. Skaversky to designate some free parking in the south lot on the east side to serve the playground area. A motion was made by Mayor Hardin, seconded by Vice Mayor Fournier, to direct staff to present a plan to designate free parking at Alsdorf, specifically at the east side of the south lot near the playground area. Sought public input. It was unanimously voted yes. So while I guess there's no recollection, my recollection was correct, and we have already asked staff to do this. So I look forward to seeing it done. Thank you.
Very good. Have you come up with the rules for the arm wrestling contest? That's okay.
We'll come up with.
Great job. Thank you for the in-depth look at our parks. And I know you want to standardize, but it's not just standardizing. There's also a lot of real meat and potato stuff in there, sunshades, upgrades. So it's not just standardizing. I appreciate you wanting to standardize, but yeah, it's a lot more than that. And yeah, of course, we could always talk about floating a bond to do all that, couldn't we?
I believe so.
Yeah. Thank you. Anything further? Commissioner Segerson-Eaton.
Yes, I just want to say, can you introduce the gentleman behind you?
Yes, this is Gino DeSantis with Walker Zachariah. He was the one that did most of the legwork to make us look good. So
Great.
this is the person you're thanking right behind me.
Thank you.
Very good, very good. That's one of those shadowy consultants, is that it? Yes.
That's it.
Gotcha. Okay. All right,
We
nothing
approved
further.
that one,
Let's
though.
call the roll.
Commissioner Fezzik,
Yes.
Commissioner Perkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Segerson-Eaton,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fournier,
Yes.
Mayor Harden.
Yes, item 5 is a resolution.
Resolution of City Commission of the City of Pompano Beach approving and authorizing the proper city officials to execute a second amendment to the parking license agreement between the City of Pompano Beach and Hansa and Garish Patel on vacant land located at Southeast 2nd Street on the west side of Bryony Avenue, providing an effective date.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second for discussion. This item was pulled by Commissioner Fezzik. Commissioner.
Thank you, Mayor. So I just wanted to pull this item because I wanted to just mention that, first of all, I supported this item before, and I'll support it again today, but as I have in the past. But I want to just take a moment and this opportunity to revisit something that comes up with these type of agreements, and that's the concept of temporary parking. So we've seen a number of situations here and at other parking lots in the city where parking areas are described as temporary, but the contract is renewed and they're in place for extended periods of time. So I just wanted to maybe revisit or think about how the city defines temporary when it comes to parking arrangements like this. So how do we define that as right now? Do we have a policy in place for how temporary is defined?
Jeff Lance, Parking Manager. Thank you. Good afternoon. In this particular case, and in most cases, we'll enter into an agreement with a private sector that intends to build on that property at some point in time. And the W would be a good example. And until that time comes, we keep bringing that to commission to vote on.
Okay. Is there a specific time limit for temporary or no?
Just the term of the agreement.
Okay. So because specifically this is a barrier island, and I guess by St. Martin's, there's also, but where the W is, it's barrier island, close to the ocean. St. Martin's, close to the Intracoastal. So I just kind of wanted to make sure that moving forward, obviously we need parking, so let's all be in agreement there. But I want to raise a practical consideration about long-term parking on grasses, especially near bodies of water or on the barrier island, just because it raises some, environmental concerns over time. So that's all. I'd just like to have a little bit more clarity next time this comes up, or next time about what those temporary parking looks like, because it seems to go against some of our codes, if I remember correctly. So thank you.
All right. This is a public hearing. Is there any input from the public on this item? Please come forward. Just name and address for the record.
G.H. Usman, 61 Northeast 1st Street. Yes, there is a code for temporary parking. Any citizen want a temporary parking, they have to go to ZBA, and there is only 1 year, and 1 year is only. Then you have to go all over again. City is trying to take advantage of this word temporary parking and just use temporary parking for their convenience. They must go and get approval from the proper procedure to get their temporary parking extended. And if city is having a lease for temporary parking for more than a year, then city is literally lying or misleading the board and using word temporary parking. So temporary parking must go to due process just like any other citizen have to go, because I happen to be owner of one temporary parking. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Further input from the public? Anyone coming forward? No? Very good. Public input closed. Commission discussion, questions, concerns. Mr. Berman, would you care to comment on the temporary parking situation and the ZBA and the things that were just brought up by the gentleman?
Sorry, the ZBA and what? I didn't hear the last part.
The situation that was just brought up by the gentleman that spoke?
No, I really don't care to comment on that at this time. I'm not familiar enough with it, and I don't want to start guessing at a public meeting about that.
I appreciate that. Very good.
I love to answer your questions, though, but
I hear you. Thank you
know
very
the
much.
answer.
Appreciate that. Further commission discussion? Seeing none, let's call the roll.
Commissioner Fezzik?
Yes.
Commissioner Perkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Segerson-Eaton?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fournier?
Yes.
Mayor Harden?
Yes, item 6 is a resolution.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pompano Beach approving and authorizing the proper city officials to execute FDOT District 4 Amendment Number 36 to include landscape maintenance memorandum of agreement between the City of Pompano Beach and the State of Florida Department of Transportation for additional landscape improvements in the right-of-way of State Road A1A North Ocean Boulevard for milepost 11.280 and milepost 11.345, providing an effective date.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second for discussion. This item was pulled by Commissioner Fezzik. Commissioner?
Thank you. Yes, I did pull this specifically because this particular agenda item, one, I was a little bit confused when I read it through the agenda itself because it says a mile marker 11, kind of like a crazy mile marker listing rather than it is an address. And so I feel like that's a little bit confusing for the public. May not understand that this is also the address of a very highly contested or highly passionate development area for those two towers. Now, I just had a question, and I guess, Mr. McCon, I don't think it's actually for you, unless maybe it is, but related to development plans. Are the site plans for this project tied to this particular agenda item?
Good afternoon, Mayor, Commission, Rob McCon, Public Works Director. No, Commissioner, it's not tied to this parcel development. However, I am aware of the questions that have already come up, excuse me, and it's come up before. It is linked. And as one of the individuals stated, it's been discussed before, and you've told them before, it's not going to impact access to the beach. Well, I'd like to find a document that would address that. So in July of 2019, there's a development agreement for North Ocean Park improvements. And I'd like to read a part of that that addresses access. Under paragraph 3, specific restrictions on park improvements. Access. No actions by the developer for its development or park improvements shall interfere, obstruct, or hinder vehicular or pedestrian traffic proceeding along Northeast 16th Street to the Atlantic Ocean and beach, as well as to A1A, except for limited periods during construction. And I know it was already discussed about, there was a survey on the beach, and how about what we do on the beach, kite surfing, other motorized activity, has nothing to do with this project. That's a policy decision by the commission. In the future, things happen. The state could pass a statute that impacts any operation on the beach. Some kind of those things could impact it. But that has nothing to do with the construction of that project. So, and to be clear, this development agreement is linked to the certificate of occupancy of that project. So it does have some teeth. There has been a concept of that park that's been accomplished. I saw it a while back. I don't know what the current status of that concept is, or has it been in design? But there's another question about the parking. This project will not decrease the parking on Northeast 16th Street. In fact, it'll add parking. So, and it also specifies during construction, they can't impact any of that parking for their construction materials or debris. So I think that's important to point out. This is not about that park or access to the beach, but it becomes linked. And I wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so my question, I understand we've addressed the park, I think. My question was related more to the actual development of the building and that particular site plan, because I haven't seen any changes. I was looking, haven't seen any changes, but I was concerned if this right-of-way change is tied to where they can put landscaping or whatever, if it's tied to that site plan. And the reason why I asked that is because this was such a highly contested project in general that we just want to make sure that we're providing clear information about if this is approved, or let's say if this is not approved, does that somehow affect the site plan for this particular project? That's the question that I have.
Well, it would eliminate any landscaping in the FDOT right-of-way that would impact the site plan. But other than removing enhancements, no, there would be no impact to the site plan.
Okay. I don't know. I still think there might be a little bit more clarification that maybe Max or somebody in development services might be able to answer those questions. Because I want to make sure that we're representing this accurately, and it's maybe just, I want to be clear that it's not just FDOT or the right-of-way access. I would like a little bit more clarification related to this topic.
Well, anything that impacts the right-of-way on Northeast 16th Street, which is a city street, that's a different process. That goes through the city's permitting process and the building department. That's separate, and so this is not addressing that city right-of-way. This is only that, you mentioned those mileposts specifically. They get very specific on that with FDOT with mile markers. So we're clear on the beginning and end of where the improvements are to the right-of-way.
No, and I appreciate that. I just want to make sure that it's clear for residents to understand what it is and that they can understand if it's going to affect them or not. So, for example, even if they had the mile markers, we probably should have the address as well. Mr. Harrison, are you aware of anything that's being tied to the site plan, or is there anybody here that can explain or answer that question?
Commissioner Fessick, this is FDOT right-of-way parallel with A1A.
Mm-hmm.
That's all this landscaping is. This is one of, what, 30, what is it, the 30?
I think it ends up 300
38.
feet if you do the mile markers.
36.
Yeah.
It's the 36th FDOT right-of-way agreement the City Commission has with the Florida Department of Transportation.
I'm familiar with.
It's just landscaping parallel with the street.
I'm familiar with what this is. I'm asking if it's tied to the site plan for the Duet Ocean Towers.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
It's just a simple landscaping parallel with the street.
But it was drawn by their architects.
Well, that would have been because we required it.
Correct. It's our code that we have certain landscaping. And Commissioner, I didn't mean to try to hide the address. It's
No, I'm not.
because these 36 amendments, it's always done according to FDOT. From their perspective, they don't care what that site plan, what it's building, or what it is. They just care about specifically the linear feet that's in that right-of-way, and it could change what's behind it. They just want to know, and that's why they're very specific on these mile markers in it. I put the address in the backup. So.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm less concerned with the address. I'm less concerned with the parking at the park. I'm still have questions related to the larger impact of this with the site plan, and it doesn't seem like that portion of the question is getting answered. So I can't support this just until I do get that information. Thank you.
All right. This is a public hearing. Is there any input from the public on this item? Please come forward to the podium. Just name and address for the record. Limit your comments to 3 minutes, please. It's okay. You can come forward. You don't have to wait.
Hello, I'm Karen Manzone. I live at 3232 Northeast 16th Street, Apartment 4 in Pompano Beach. Good afternoon, Commissioners. According to recently filed documents, the developers of the Duet Ocean Residences at 1550 North Ocean Boulevard are seeking approval from the city today to upgrade A1A streetscape fronting their property. Several years ago, the Commission approved a boundary adjustment to increase the size of the lot from 0.62 acres to 0.84 acres so that they could use this public right-of-way fronting their property. My husband and I have no objections to streetscape improvements, but maintaining the integrity of the city's public beach and park cannot be overemphasized. The rendition design online does not show what Northeast 16th Street east of A1A will look like when the project is completed. Currently on Northeast 16th Street, east of A1A, there are a total of 35 public parking spaces. 6 are on the south side of the road in front of the fence advertising the project. 13 spaces run adjacent to the park, and 4 more at the east end of the street by the entrance to the beach. On the north side of the street, there are 12 spaces. How many parking spaces will be available to the public in this proposal? It looks like the plan is to remove the south crosswalk from A1A. That's fine as long as the north crosswalk remains for the beach access. My husband and I have ongoing concerns regarding developers trying to secure private exclusive access for residents of the Duet. We want to make sure the community has continued public access to North Ocean Park and 16th Street beach entrance. During a meeting in 2019, this is what you were referring to, the developer entered into an agreement with the city to make improvements to the city-owned North Ocean Park at the time. The developers need to make it clear to potential buyers that this is a city park and not an extension of their building. Are the condo developers planning a private entrance put through our park? Can you guarantee the community will continue to have public beach access on Northeast 16th Street? In my opinion, the developer is misleading potential buyers that the property is prime oceanfront, and that's right on their billboard. The parcel is not oceanfront, it's buffered by North Ocean Park. We would like the commissioners to go on record that the community will have continued public access to North Ocean Park and its beach.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next speaker. Please, ladies and gentlemen, please refrain from applause. Thank you. Go ahead. Just name and address for the record.
Hello, Rain Honiblu, 1039 Hillsborough Mile, Hillsborough Beach. I'm here because I use the park. We all go to the park. But I just wanted to ask you and to invite you to come to the park and see, because there's a lot of confusion about what's going to be done, what's going to be taken away. I hear rumors, people hear rumors, and I think that if a solid plan were presented to people, you'd have a lot less people coming and just maybe venting. But also about the pavilions that are being used. They're used, I mean, we're here, and there's a lot of people who can't be here because they're working 2 to 3 jobs at the hour. They can't come and say, we're going to use the park. We use the park all the time. It's a family park. They're 1 day off, they're 2 days off. They go to the park with their families to barbecue at the pavilions. We see weddings there all the time, people who can't afford wedding venues. And it's just a really nice community park. So if you guys just come sunset, any day you'll see. It's lovely. It's a park that's used by the community, working class people. I'm not saying I'm against, the beautiful condos coming up and what it would bring revenue-wise to the city. But I just think that the barbecue pavilions, they're used, they're valued. Again, weddings, there's AA meetings there, big community park. So if you would just consider that, I know that, like I said, there's rumors about those pavilions being taken away, but I just think that maybe just come and see. You'll see a lot of people just come after work and they enjoy the park. So I just wanted to thank you and invite you. Okay?
Thank you. Appreciate it. Next speaker.
Commission. My name is John Ruda. I live in Hillsborough Mile. I live in 53 Hillsborough Mile. I'm a business owner in Pompano Beach for 30 years. And this is about the park. I'm a kiteboarder, and I literally use the park every single day I can, either walking or kiteboarding. And I'm just here to support all my fellow kiteboarders and water enthusiasts about not being able to do what they love to do. I think if it's changed, it's going to really affect the community greatly. And as Rain said, it's used for many other things besides kiteboarding. It's used for AA meetings, it's used for weddings. And we only have 100 feet of access on the beach to do our sports. And the people that go there for sunbathing, they all respect that. We respect their property. So I'm just here to support all my other friends, basically. Thank you for the consideration.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Next speaker. Further input from the public. Seeing none, public input is closed. Mr. McCon, what was the date of that meeting where things were decided and all that?
Mayor, I don't know the date of the meeting. I was referencing the agreement which was signed in July 2019, so it was sometime prior to that.
Right, so it would have been just prior to then.
Yeah, maybe this time of year, March, April.
Yeah, because I know there were, I mean, it was spelled out in that agreement that, nope, the developer has rights to develop their property, and that's it. Yes. But as part of their development, they're also helping us develop our park.
Right.
It's
They're
our
investing in our park.
Yes, and Do you know, I know you're not in charge of developing parks, but do you know, is there a schematic diagram yet for the park itself, not the condo?
No, I did see a concept of the park.
Okay.
I know there was some discussion about the bathroom. It does need to be some investments in that bathroom building.
Sure.
Enhanced landscaping, paver walkways. About the pavilions, I don't know but again, it was based on, also there was they are investing, but it's limited how much they invest, and I think it was $300,000. So it was a matter of priorities. What are we going to do? What can we do? So
right, but it's our park, so
that's right.
So we'll do what we want to do with their some funding. But yeah, it's not like we're closing off part of our park to give it to the developer or anything like that. I know there's been lots of misinformation out there, and also we're not blocking off the beach access in any way, shape, or form. That's public beach. That's all fine. Mr. Harrison, can I make a suggestion? I mean, because this really is an important topic to a lot of folks, not just Pompano Beach folks, but outside Pompano Beach. Perhaps if we had some sort of a diagram showing the process of that particular park as it moves forward on our website, it might interest people to know where they could go to get information about it. But I don't know if it's at a form yet where you can publish things like that, but that might help with some of these, when these rumors come up that, oh my gosh, they're closing the park, or going to stop the kiteboarding, or stop the windsurfing. We might, if anybody gets a phone call, you could point them to that and say, nope, here, look at this. Just a suggestion. Something I think you might want to look into. I appreciate it.
We'll look into it.
Commission discussion. Vice Mayor, followed by Commissioner Smith.
Thank you. No, I know this is a long-standing project that's been contentious and is relatively unpopular with certain groups of people who use that park, and I understand that. It is a park available, accessible to everyone to use, and it will remain that, although I do always worry about how it will feel when there are these towers there, if it'll have this effect of feeling private. I would like to know about the investment in the park, especially given what the residents were saying about how it's used, or do we get $300,000, or they are making $300,000 of improvements?
They are making the $300,000 investment with public input. Like the mayor mentioned, maybe there's a chance to augment that funding, and I don't know what the park master plan, if it considered that, maybe there's some recommendations in that plan. I don't know. I didn't see that.
When is the timing of that? Because we've been hearing about this for years. At what point in their development do they have to do the park?
I do not know, Vice Mayor. I don't.
Okay. So then why is it so urgent that we're doing this agreement to maintain landscaping? Is the landscaping in already?
No, this is a part of the process that they must have this before they get a certificate of occupancy. Where in the process, I think some of these developers maybe aren't aware of it until they start going through the process and they're told you got to have this for FDOT right away, and now it's bringing forward. I don't know when the expected groundbreaking is, and it had no bearing on that. This is just getting it in place.
I know, but I say this over and over. I believe we don't make the best deals. We don't think about what we're giving for what we're getting always in this city. And if we just keep giving everything, I know this is something minor we will give. They will make these right-of-way improvements, and they will have this agreement with FDOT, but when do we get to see what they're doing to our park? So the timing of it is also part of the negotiation in the deal. And if they don't need this, what I need to see is what they're going to do for us. Thank you.
Commissioner Smith.
Just to clarify, this isn't anything to do with the park. This is just landscaping in the medians, and it's a contract we've had for a long time. This is an amendment to it.
We've had a blanket maintenance agreement with FDOT, not a contract, but that agreement commits the city to maintain all these improvements in the right-of-way with the understanding, our code says, the adjacent property owner will make that, they will maintain the property. It's just they fail to do so, then it falls on the city. So it's not a contract, but it's putting the responsibility on the city to maintain if necessary.
But we're not changing anything. We're just moving the maintenance of it to the developer?
We're just adding to my heartburn with this, as Mr. Harrison said, this is the 36th Amendment. We have a blanket agreement with FDOT that says we will maintain everything in that FDOT right-of-way. So I'm not sure why we have to keep doing this, frankly, because that's what it's in that blanket agreement says. But every time there's any enhancement made to that FDOT right-of-way, we have to bring an amendment for you to review and approve.
The FDOT.
Yes, because it's their right-of-way.
Thank you.
Very good.
Mayor.
Commissioner Segerson-Eaton?
Okay, just for clarification, Mr. McCon, did you say that overall they're going to be adding parking? Can you just elaborate on that a bit?
Correct. So, and I think, yes, ma'am. So she quoted 35 spaces. I did not count, but she definitely laid out. Thank you. So to be clear, this only impacts the parking on the south side of Southeast 16th Street. Sorry, Northeast 16th Street. It does not impact parking on the north side and does not impact parking on the very east end. So there are currently 6 parallel parking spaces. The balance on the south side is diagonal parking. They're going to change that to 90-degree parking. You get more parking when you make it 90-degree versus diagonal. And they're going to add, by doing that, they're going to make additional spaces in total on Northeast 16th Street.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Very good. Commissioner Fessick?
Thank you. So I appreciate everybody coming out to talk about the park. I want to be clear that this agenda item isn't about the park, but it is tied to this. It is tied to this development, which is then also tied to the developers agreement from July 2019 that you read from. That is, the park is part of their development agreement. So the reason why I'm concerned about this, about it being specifically site-specific to the, not the park portion, but the actual building site plan, I'd like to see if, by allowing this, does that change their, like you said, landscape requirements? Does that fulfill landscape requirements by us for the site itself? Does it play into the development review committee? Does it play into that portion of this project? Secondly, I have serious concerns about how this is being marketed. And I listened to all the meetings many times related to this well before I was elected. I've got ridiculous amounts of notes. This was something that I met with people over and over again. And I took the time to also go to the presentation from the developer. And I was up in Boca, and I went to this presentation. And although we were told many times over and over again that that park and the project were going to be marketed as it's not a beachfront property, I want to be clear that there was definitely a push from the developer in their sales process to point out that while it was a public park, their residents would have access to this. It was going to be definitely an enhancement to that particular development. So it was, the way that it was being sold to prospective buyers is that it's tied. So my concern with this is I want to know more about the site plan. I want to know more about how that impacts the actual development of not the park, but just the building itself before we move forward with this. I think that we need a more comprehensive look at this, simply because a lot of times these small changes that are made that are seemingly benign are where we get looped in and essentially allowing something to happen that people don't want to have happen, or we're changing the rules, if you will, or allowing something, and it forces us not to be able to have that checkpoint where we normally would. So that's only my concern. I would like to see more information about that. Thank you.
Very good. Further commission discussion?
Yes, Mayor.
Commissioner Perkins?
So Commissioner Fessick, you're saying that you want to see more of a solid plan?
Right, so it affects the site plan itself and how that is, I want to know more about, from a development services standpoint, how that affects site plan as a whole, not the park necessarily, the actual building plan, because we're taking advantage of, it's already a very, very, very small lot. We're taking a very, very small lot that was very heavily lobbied against changing, which passed 4-2, I believe. ages ago, much to the
Well,
disappointment of
maybe
everybody.
you should consider maybe postponing it.
I'd like to postpone it
More
until we get the
information.
information.
Just
Yeah.
Make a motion to postpone it.
You have the floor.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we postpone agenda item number 6 to the next. Why don't we make it a 6 o'clock meeting? Maybe perhaps you could have more residents there.
That would be great.
Okay, and in that meeting, let me get the date.
24th.
24th. So I'd like to make a motion that we postpone item number 6 to March 24th.
Seconded.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to postpone this item till March 24th. Moved and seconded. Mr. McCon, is there any urgency in this matter?
No, Mayor.
Very good.
There's not.
Okay. Commissioner Segerson-Eaton?
Thank you. So in reading the legislative text, they are going to be improving the landscaping in front of that particular parcel of property. Is that only, or is it a bigger distance or wider distance than that?
Commissioner, they are going to be improving significant amount of landscaping on A1A and 16th Street and behind their property. But this only speaks to that between those milepost markers, which is really about 105 feet along A1A. That's the
Okay.
only thing that this,
Pretty much this parcel.
yeah, the frontage of this property on A1A.
Right. Correct. So they're going to be improving it because there's nothing there now except a fence. It's been bereft of any sort of landscaping.
Nothing there.
Correct. So they want to, and then we maintain it, or they will maintain their own. We don't have to maintain it. They're going to spend the money to put it in and spend the money to maintain it.
Yes.
And being that, how are we at this 36th Amendment? I mean, if it comes up every year, that's 36 years.
Well, I don't know. I've been here 20 years, and I think I started about number 2. So, but again, the Ritz-Carlton, the Waldorf Astoria, the city garage, just think about anything. I'm just thinking A1A, but there's Federal Highway, there's Power Line Road, there's 9.
MLK.
Right. There's 9 state roads within the city. 33 miles of state roads, 66 miles if you consider both sides of the road. Anywhere that some development is popping up and they are putting something in the right-of-way, which could be 10 feet into their property, that they're likely going to have to put landscaping there because of our code. So it's administrative that I'm not sure is real necessary, but this is the way we do it.
We are. Okay, thank you.
Very good. Further commission discussion. Commissioner Fessick.
I would just like to plead with my fellow colleagues here that we give this the opportunity to get the information from regarding the site plan to move this to the next meeting, and that way we can get the questions answered rather than not moving things potentially forward. I'd like to make sure that we make the decision and we make it with all information that we need to make that decision. Thank you.
Mr. Harrison, just out of curiosity, were any of these questions brought up during your one-on-ones with the commission on the agenda items?
No, sir. And I'd like to make sure that we focus on exactly what this agreement is. It is landscaping in the FDOT right-of-way. It's not going to have anything to do with the site that we're going to spend the time on looking over. If you can imagine A1A going right down here, and where that pulpit is, that's where the landscaping's going to be.
Gotcha. Very good. Vice Mayor.
Thank you. I think it's really inappropriate for you to ask about our conversations with the city manager and our one-on-ones to prove some kind of point. It's very big brotherish to me and condescending. So perhaps we don't ask about it because we don't have the trusting relationship that you do, because there's a different history there. or perhaps we don't ask about it because we have other concerns from residents that we want to make sure are heard. So I just find that to be a little slimy, to be honest. And I'm trying to use my manners list, please. Well, thank you. So excuse me for saying that, but I do find it to be condescending and inappropriate to ask about our personal one-on-ones with the city manager. I wouldn't ask about yours. And my concern here is, look, I understand what this is landscaping, it's a maintenance agreement, but if they are this far along in asking us to do this and have their landscape plan here, I want to see what their plan is for the park. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Vice. And I certainly was not trying to pry on any individual's communication with the city manager. I didn't ask any individual indication. I just merely had a question if any of these questions were raised previously. Thank you. I appreciate that. Further discussion on yes, Commissioner Seegerson.
Thank you, and I'm sorry. I just want to make the point that with the maintenance of, we have this long-standing, these agreements, as you pointed out, Mr. McCon, all over the city, and we maintain them. So this is an opportunity for the city not to have to pay for landscaping and not to have to pay, the city, the residents, the tax dollars, not to have to pay for the maintenance of this particular stretch of property. And we are required to have these FDOT agreements because they make us maintain that. So this is money that we will not have to spend on landscaping or maintenance in this section of A1A. And I was here when the duet, it wasn't called a duet at the time, was approved. They do have their development rights by law, and they will have to adhere to our landscaping code, our setbacks, and all of the other regulations associated with this development. So, I just don't see any reason to postpone it because this is no bearing on what is happening on the parcel. It's not going to affect the outcome. It's not going to, and the park is, again, with public input, that's been established. So I don't know why, I don't feel like this should be held up at this point. Thank you.
Very good. Further commission discussion? Commissioner Smith.
I just want to clarify that what Commissioner Seegerson-Eaton is saying is this is just an agreement for them to do the landscaping in this area of the right-of-way of A1A. This has nothing at all to do with us reviewing a site plan.
Accurate.
Okay. And so I agree that I would like to see the site plan too after all the questions that have come up today, but I don't think it has anything to do with our agreement with FDOT for them to pay for the landscaping. But yes, to see the site plan, I would like to see that also, but I don't think the two of them are related.
Very good. For the Commissioner Fessick.
Thank you. Okay, so I would like to make sure this is very clear and so everybody understands this very complex thing. So this one piece of this, the FDOT agreement, is really very benign by itself. So I agree with you that it seems like, hey, landscaping, no problem. And I agree with Commissioner Seegerson in that people have the right to develop their property. Right? They have the right to, everybody has property rights. Solid. Our process itself is like, there's pieces of a puzzle that all have to fit together. So when a development is proposed, there are multiple pieces that have to be met. There are lots of moving parts, and it takes a long time to go through the process, the site plans, the approvals from ESO, the approvals from the fire department, the approvals from landscape or urban forester. There's a lot. Codes Development Review Committee goes back and forth. They come back and they go back and forth with the contractors to make sure that it follows our codes and it follows what is supposed to be done. In some instances, when the developer wants something and it's not allowed, what happens is the commission, whether I was here or not at the time, will get a small piece of code change or text amendment change or whatever it may be, if you follow things from the process from the time it was proposed to what the code looked like back then to what it looks like when they finish, sometimes these small changes through the process change our codes to allow for what the developer has wanted. And that was what was very clear in regards to this project related to changing it to the zoning, to planned, the PDI zoning, to linking the park to the process, to the many, many people who came out. So all I'm trying to do is look at, does this particular piece, I want to see where it fits in the larger scale of the puzzle that is that site plan and that is that project. And it's not, it is not a standalone item. So there is a reason to look at it. And until Development Services can be here and answer that question for me, I'm not comfortable moving forward. Thank you.
Very good. Further commission discussion. Seeing none, let's call the roll.
The agenda.
Mayor? Mayor?
On the motion?
Yes.
I wanted to confirm who second Commissioner Perkins.
Vice Mayor.
I did.
Vice Mayor, okay. Commissioner Fezzik?
The motion,
Postpone.
yes.
Commissioner Perkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Segerson-Eaton?
No.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fournier?
Yes.
Mayor Harden?
Yes. All right, takes us up to our regular agenda. Item 10 is a resolution.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pompano Beach, Florida, approving and authorizing the proper city officials to execute a state revolving fund Amendment 3 to loan agreement SW 062460 between the City of Pompano Beach and the State of Florida Department of Environmental Protection, providing an effective date.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second for discussion. Ms. Mohammed.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners. Renuka Mohammed, the Utilities Director for the City of Pompano Beach. The item before you is a request to approve Amendment 3 to the State Revolving Fund Loan Number SW 062460 in the amount of $8.184250 million, extending the construction completion date from February 15, 2026 to April 15, 2028 for stormwater improvements identified in the city's 2013 Stormwater Master Plan. There were 3 projects within the loan: Northeast 3rd Street to 4th Street, Northwest 16th Lane, and US 1 and Northeast 14th Street. Construction delays have occurred due to a variety of reasons, including the Broward County coordination requirements, including inspections, utility conflicts, and the dependency on FP&L to schedule electrical connections. The amendment provides additional time to finalize the construction activities for the remaining projects. The loan amount and the 20-year repayment term remains unchanged, and the project continues to support the city's strategic and comprehensive plan goals for resilient and sustainable stormwater infrastructure.
Very good. Thank you for that. This is a public hearing. Is there any input from the public on this item? Please come forward. Seeing none, public input closed. Commission discussion, questions, concerns. Seeing none, let's call the roll.
Bear with me, sorry.
Surprised you.
Yeah, that was quick.
Commissioner Fezzik?
Yes.
Commissioner Perkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Segerson-Eaton?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fournier?
Yes.
Mayor Harden?
Yes. Item 11 is a resolution.
Resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pompano Beach, Florida, approving and authorizing the proper city officials to execute a state revolving fund Amendment 3 to the loan agreement WW 062470 between the City of Pompano Beach and the State of Florida Department of Environmental Protection, providing an effective date.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second for discussion. Once again, Ms. Mohammed.
All right, Renuka Mohammed, Utilities Director for the City of Pompano Beach. The item before you is a request to approve Amendment 3 to State Revolving Fund Loan Number WW 062470, extending the construction completion date from August 15, 2026 to April 15, 2027 for non-sewer Area C. The original $2.882 million was approved in October 2022 and supported converting septic systems to the sanitary sewer system. Subsequently, in 2024, the city received a grant in the amount of $1.1 million for the private sewer connections. Integrating the private sewer connections into the project requires additional time for design, connection, and permitting. There's also an extended delivery time required for the lift station electrical panel on this project. The extension will allow for sufficient time to complete construction activities, The loan amount and the 20-year repayment term remains unchanged, and no additional debt is incurred at this time. Approval supports the city's strategic and comprehensive plan goals for reliable, environmentally protective sanitary sewer infrastructure.
Very good, thank you for that. This is a public hearing. Is there any input from the public on this item? Seeing none, public input closed. Commission discussion, concerns, question. Vice Mayor.
I just had one question on this one with the grant. Is there a deadline for that?
I would have to go back and check. If I'm sure there is, there's just no deadline right now that we're concerned with.
Okay, thank you.
Further commission discussion. Seeing none, let's go ahead and call the roll.
Commissioner Pheasant,
Yes.
Commissioner Perkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Segerson Eaton,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fournier,
Yes.
Mayor Harton.
Yes, that takes us back to additional audience to be heard.
Yes, Mayor. We have 3 remaining speakers. No, actually 2. Some of them just did come up under the item number 6 and spoke at that time. Have a Melody Griffin. Melody Griffin, are you still here? Okay. Roderick Phillips. Roderick Phillips, are you in the building?
Roderick Phillips. Going once. Going twice. Is he out there? We think he's out there.
Okay.
You think he's out there, Kervin?
I don't know. I guess he's coming.
Here comes Mr. Phillips.
Yeah, he's on his way.
Here comes Mr. Phillips. He's on his way. Kervin can see him. Mr. Phillips, you almost lost your speaking engagement. Come on down. Just name and address for the record, and please keep your comments to 3 minutes.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Rob Phillips, 2620 Northwest 10th Street, District 5. Darlene Smith. Oh, I came here today because every time I think about our $2 billion project, incidentally, I think his name is one of the Bosworth. Tiger Trail, want to thank you for all you did, and we want to thank the commissioners for all they did. City of Pompano for Tiger Trail Festival. It was a great event for Black History Month, where we always say Black history is American history, and with the spirit of inclusion, and we had the spirit of inclusion on that day. And so with the $2 billion project that I was thinking about, Phil Mays, our master developer, I would like the city to find a way for us to invest in and forming a board of homeless to clean up that area, clean up the city, the northwest section, which is a hub for the homeless. It's the only area you could go in where we have homeless everywhere, but you don't have homeless out in Pompano, do you, Darlene? You don't have homeless floating around your area, do you, Allison? Not like they do in Pompano. They wide open in Pompano. I mean, in the northwest section. So I would invite you to come up with a board to try to figure out a way to eliminate and help the homeless. I see BSO out there every day trying their best to help with Cassandra, the homeless advocate, trying to help the people find some place to live, but it's not doing, it's not enough. We need to give somebody like myself and my crew about $500,000. See, we need that money so that we can clean up Pompano. We got a way to clean up Pompano, whereas nobody else have a way. And I think that if the city would talk to Phil Mays and try to come up with a group of people to help cover the northwest section, to help with the homeless situation, because once we build this $2 billion project, where are the homeless people going to go? They're not going anywhere. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Mayor, that concludes audience to be heard.
All right, very good. All right, that takes us up to next scheduled meetings. We've got March 24th, 2026 at 6 p.m., a regular City Commission meeting, followed by April 14th, 2026 at 1 p.m., regular City Commission meeting. Takes us up to reports. Mr. Harrison.
Yes, sir. Just a couple of things. There will be a public session on March 12th, 6 to 8 p.m. at the Cultural Center to review the standalone police department study. So that's March 12th. And then on March 19th, we'll actually have a workshop where you all will be in session from 6 to 8 p.m. on the 19th, also at the Cultural Center, to hopefully get to a point of where we can make some recommendations. And on this Saturday at 10 a.m., the Sons of American Revolution will have a ribbon cutting for an obelisk that will be erected on the pier. So it's quite an honor that they've chosen Pompano Beach to have that monument in our city on our pier. Concludes my report, Mayor.
Very good. Great stuff. Thank you. Mr. Berman, City Attorney.
Thank you. No report.
All right. Mr. Alfred, City Clerk.
Mayor, it was didn't make it in time to post it on the agenda for a workshop that's scheduled on April 14th. April 14th at 9 a.m. I believe everyone's calendar were confirmed, but there is a commission workshop on the budget on April 14th at 9 a.m. Just wanted to make that known, and that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Takes us up to City Commission. Commissioner Fessick.
Thank you. So I want to just bring something up just in light of what happened today. We have some open-ended things that we have voted on or we have agreed to do, similar to the parking at Allsdorf Park. And I feel like there's a few of these lingering items that have not yet been resolved. And so, Mr. Harrison, I'd like to see, and maybe we can work with Mr. Alfred to figure out what those are. But with regards to the parking at Allsdorf Park that we all voted on and said, hey, we're anticipating this is going to come back, I would like to see those things come back in a timely manner. So in addition, not just come back, but come back within an appropriate time. So that was in December, and it's now March, and it still hasn't come back to us. Another thing that we're waiting on, I believe, is our procurement workshop. And that was, again, voted on a long time ago. And we still don't, it's been brought up several times, and we still don't have a date. And the last thing is about, specifically related to this, is I had a roughly about two and a half hour meeting with Mr. Harrison back in February 11th, and I'm organized. I had a list of questions that I not only brought in on a piece of paper, but I provided a written documentation afterwards where I talked about all of the things, just all of the things related to parking at the beach, the parking garage, my issues with some things, my issues with how we're handling some of the consultants, some of the contracts. It was a very long and detailed conversation. I received an answer to my recap that I sent on February 11th, March 5th. And in that recap, it was this long document that basically said that I agreed to do certain things or agreed to bring back. It put words in my mouth, and I want to make sure that I will correct it, but it's very clear that my recap had clearly defined questions relating to parking utilization data, operational mitigation for Harbor Village businesses, transparency around the procurement process, potential phased approaches before committing to a major capital project, and my response from our city manager included a response saying that I made a statement suggesting that I represented to Barrier Island business owners that I would bring the Whiting-Turner contract back to the agenda and support it. And that statement does not accurately reflect the position I communicated during our meeting. I said that we need to discuss parking and we need to do it from an open forum. And additionally, it also pointed that it seemed like I was making accusations in some kind, and so I want to make sure that I'm very clear in saying that I would like to have us really look at that procurement process, because those red flags have been going up, and related to this particular item, Wedding Turner and the parking at the beach, I know we need parking. I think we all agree we need parking. It's a matter of how this was handled, and I don't appreciate the sentiment in the email that you sent that's saying, oh, well, you haven't provided any, digging, and you haven't any private evidence that it was done inappropriately. I didn't say that, and I'm never going to suggest that, but I'm saying that I would like to be shown certain things, and I have been told through this process that there are items still missing that other people have requested, not just myself. So I do have concerns with that, but I will correct it in writing, but I wanted to make sure I brought it up because don't appreciate that sort of tone, and it took that long to get none of my answers to the questions, and instead got a lot of support in why I should go gung-ho on Wedding Turner, and I don't appreciate that. So outside of that, there's some other concerns I have related to some other requests that I made. Everybody knows I'm a FOIA request girl, and I like to do my homework. And so I have been told a lot of things throughout my time here, and I think a lot of us have. When certain things come to us from multiple sources and people, I don't automatically assume that those things are true. I like to trust but verify. So that goes from when residents come to me with issues, that goes from when something doesn't sit right for me, or if I have questions. So I have done a couple of different requests over time, and I appreciate Kervin for doing his best to try to get those things to me, but I want to make sure that it's clear that when I make a request for information that is publicly available information, I do expect to get that information so that I can either put rumors to rest or do my due diligence. Another request I made related to our OHUI process. I made a request specifically because I was concerned about one particular property. And at our last meeting, I had the property owner come up to me. I would just ask for this address just for the folder so I could see what it looked like from start to finish, what that looked like. And I had the property owner come up to me at that meeting and ask me why I requested information about that file specifically. And I said, because it's the only one I know that has happened, or it's the only property we essentially closed on that I know of. So I was looking for the process, and I'm still looking through, I would like clarification on that OHUA process of how we are getting rid of the properties when usually property disposition comes to the commission, and it just didn't. And I understand there were some rules related to OHUI or our housing initiative plans, but I just would still like some more clear information related to that and that process, so I can make sure that we are doing our due diligence for property that is owned by the city or was owned by the city. My concern is not with that. My concern is really more with the fact that I don't appreciate, I don't know if staff went and told this particular person or not, but it was just it was a request so I could learn. It wasn't a request because it wasn't meant to be nasty or mean to anybody. It was actually just to learn the process, and it was the only one. So I would like that in the future, that make sure that we are cognizant of what we are doing, and making sure that there was really no reason for that for me to be addressed. Anyway, I want to just say thank you to everybody for supporting everything that we've done, and I've gotten a lot of resident feedback. Mr. Harrison, I have 2 more things related to the air park. I've gotten a lot of emails lately. I've been traveling, so I've been trying to catch up to some of those emails, but there are some serious concerns related to the air park that I think we need to revisit again. There were some promises made to residents, and they have not been followed up on, and I feel like we need to have a larger conversation around that again. There's been some people feeling targeted and feeling not answered, like their questions are not getting answered, and they're not actually getting any better, it's getting worse. Lastly, I just want to say thank you to the folks that worked on Rob McCon and Mr. Donovan for jumping on the North Riverside option. There were some issues with flooding, and residents were very appreciative that they moved into action very quickly on that. So wanted to end on a positive. And I just got back from Japan, so I'm a little bit sleep deprived and crazy, but I did get to hug my kids and celebrate my son's girlfriend graduating from nursing school. So anyway, thank you guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your week.
Very good. Congratulations on your son's girlfriend, I guess. Very good. Commissioner Perkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I have 3 items that I want to discuss, but the first one was brought to my attention, I guess about October, November, and I keep forgetting to mention it. But it was brought to my attention that we have limited burial space at the Pompano Beach Cemetery. And I'm told we only have about 400 burial sites left. And I would like to request, and I don't know whether I need to make a motion, I would like to request that we can reserve those 400 sites for Pompano residents only. How would we, where did he go?
Mr. Berman, I think he went to the restroom.
Okay, well, I can come back to that. Next, I want to talk about the Clean Streets, which is coming up in my district on March 19th. That will be Blanche Ely, Sanders Park, and Canal Point. So you are allowed to put unwanted furniture out by the curve, mattresses, couches, stoves. So let's take advantage of this. You know, we need this a lot in District 4. So this will be on March 19th for Blanche Ely, Sanders Park, Canal Point neighborhoods. Let's take advantage of that. I have my last questions for staff. In my district, we have a lot of market rate apartments. And with those market rate apartments, I'm told often that maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 of them will be given to affordable. They will be presented as affordable units. And I need someone from staff to explain that, how it works, who qualifies for this affordable, where does this information go? Is it our housing department? I'm just confused. And if the person, the developer building the apartments does not give us affordable housing, is there a pot that they put money into for that? Can someone explain that to me? Staff, anyone?
So every apartment project, there's a formula, and I'm not, off the top of my head, I can't tell you exactly what it is, but a percentage of the total of those apartments needs to be for the low to moderate income. And if the developer would rather pay into a fund that we administer through OHUI, then that money is used to actually go out and build affordable housing.
Okay, so the percentage of it is put into a fund, and it's funded through housing, city housing department.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how do we know when those 3 or 4, whatever units, if they ever become available, how do we know that? Who handles that? Is it the housing department?
Yes, OHUI.
Okay, so how can I, as a elected official, why can't I be aware of these things, especially with all of the apartments in my district? We have at least 5 or 6 of them, and I've never been told, no one's ever said to me, well, these units are available for affordable housing. Because of course, I've said to you on so many occasions, the biggest topic or concern in my district is housing. That's what everybody's coming to me about, especially affordable. And we've built all of these market rate apartments. And I would like to know when some of these affordable or low-income units become available, to perhaps give it, let the public know so that they can be informed about it. Now, I'm very well connected with the housing department, Pompano Beach Housing Authority, as to what they're doing over in Golden Acres. Because as soon as I hear something is available, of course, I put it out to the community. So, but because this is a big issue, and something comes up about low income or affordable housing, I would like to be informed, I would like to know about it. And I'd like for you to send me an email or an update on the funds that are put into this OHUI. So I will have more information as to how much has been put into the fund, how are we using it, where is it going to, and how is it being spent?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Berman, thank you. Mr. Berman, I had brought to the attention of the commissioners that we have limited burial spaces at the Pompano Beach Cemetery, and we have approximately about 400 burial sites left. And I wanted to suggest, and did not know whether I should make a motion, whether or not we can use those 400 sites left, burial sites left, for Pompano residents only.
I will, it's up to the commission, I think, but I'll take a look at the code and whether or not, and I'll get back to you on what the proper procedure for that would be.
Okay, and also when you're doing that, consider that perhaps a gentleman in New York City be living in New York City and from Pompano. But when that person dies, they want to move back to Pompano and be buried here. Just consider all of that.
Yes, ma'am. The commission would have to set whatever standards it wants. A one-time resident born here, lived here for more than X amount, whatever you want, we can fashion into the ordinance if an ordinance is necessary.
Yes, I know, because about 5 or 6 months ago, I'm out to the cemetery all the time, and we had over 1,000 burial sites. And as of last week, we're down to about 400. And the majority of that 1,000 that's gone, they were not even from the city of Pompano Beach. So that's why I'm, concerned about it at this point. So if you can bring something back to us and we can better discuss it, that would be great.
Yes, certainly.
Okay, that's it for me. Thank
Very good. Thank you. Commissioner Segerson-Eaton.
Thank you, Mayor. Hope everyone has a great rest of their week, and I want to just remind everyone that the Crest Haven Civic is having their monthly meeting, or the month meeting, this Thursday, February 12th. Unfortunately, it does conflict with the Cultural Center meeting on the standalone police department issue, but I did go to the first one over at E. Pat Larkin's in an effort to listen to what the community has to say regarding this very, oh yeah, I saw you there, Commissioner Perkins. And Commissioner Smith as well. Very important issue. So the Crest Haven Civic, Thursday night, 7 o'clock, Charlotte Brewery Center. Hope to see you there. Thanks, Mayor.
Very good. Commissioner Smith.
Mine is short. The positive thing that happened tonight is it's great to see somebody thinking outside the box with how to handle homeless, and I was very impressed with the Rotary connection. I think that was great. Rod, if you're still out there and you can hear me, you want to work with homeless, I would encourage you to connect up with Gwen Beatty, because I bet she could use a volunteer to help her with that program, and it would be exciting to get this into Pompano somehow. Oh, well, he's going to maybe he'll volunteer with Gwen. On March 4th, Fire Chief Pete McGinnis and his team came to District 5 and held a fire safety training, and it was community safety in general. We learned how to use a fire extinguisher, the proper ways to do it, the proper type of fire extinguishers. We learned how to use a tourniquet. We learned the proper way to use an AED, and it's pretty technical to know where to put those little pieces of electronics to a body. And we also learned how to stop the bleed, in addition to the tourniquet, but ways to put pressure onto a body. Not stuff that you think about every day, but there were 45 people there, and they really listened. They did the hands-on exercises, they were talking, they were trying to see how they can bring it to some more community events. John Knox Village was there. They're going to do it at John Knox Village. And I just can't help but think that of those 45 people, one day, one of them will be in a situation that they can save somebody's life because of what they learned that night. So, Fire Chief and team and the Red Cross, thank you so much for what you did and the information that you provided to the residents of District 5. You are appreciated. And my quote tonight is from Charles Schultz, the peanut guy. Life is like a 10-speed bicycle. Most of us have gears we never use. Thank you, Mayor.
Very good. Thank you.
Mayor,
Vice-
Mayor,
I'm sorry, Commissioner
I
Seegers.
misspoke. Can I just make a correction? I said February. The Crest Haven Civic is March 12th, this Thursday.
Certainly.
Thank you so much.
Very good. Vice Mayor.
Thank you. I first want to address some of what Commissioner Perkins was asking about. So every time the Affordable Housing Trust Fund receives a payment, we get a memo. So it's not something we get on a regular occasion. It's just when there's a payment made. But the way that works is developers are supposed to put in workforce units, let's say 15% into a project, and if they decide not to do that, they pay X amount of an in lieu of fee, which was $2,300 until we raised that back in 2023 to $10,000 to be more in line with the county, because $2,300 was quite a low buyout fee. So $10,000 is the buyout fee now, and that money gets paid by the developers, so they don't have to put those units into a fund, which is then used to build single-family homes on lots, which are then sold first-time home buyers. So I've always been a little frustrated because I'm like, man, those developers, which is why I led the charge to increase it to 10,000, because like a developer can not build, let's say 92 workforce units, and their buyout fee goes to building maybe one single-family home. So the fee was so low. So we're in line with the county now, but it is still kind of a frustrating process when they buy out, which is why one of the other things I talk about is maybe we should be pushing them not to buy out, to actually build the units, because what we need is the units,
Exactly.
not the buyout fee. So that's, there's a memo that, Ms. Dolan sends around. I'm sure the city can resend it to all of us, the latest version of it, but that's the process as it was explained to me of where the money goes.
Thank you for explaining that to me.
Okay, so I have a few things. First, I guess I'm going to respond to the mayor again today. It seems like just something that needs to happen, but you made a comment about shadowy consultants or something like that when I mentioned with the Parks and Rec plan, and I want to clarify that the Parks and Rec master plan was approved by the commission on June 11th, 2024 to go forward with that company doing a plan. So it wasn't some backroom secret shadowy deal with a consultant like some of these other arrangements we have. It was very much out in the public, like all of those should be. It was voted on and approved by this commission. So what I want to talk about is the same thing I've been talking about for a while, which is this procurement workshop that I have become convinced, even though we voted on it, is never happening. So I am going to make a motion to ask for a discussion item on our next agenda to discuss procurement, and I have a list of items, and if anyone else on the commission has a list of items they want to add to that discussion agenda item, so be it. But I'm going to make a motion to add a discussion item on our March 24th agenda to discuss procurement, and I want to make sure we discuss few things to bring us in line with what other cities do. Number one, responsiveness and how the checklist and have a review of a checklist provided by procurement and only by procurement to determine responsiveness. I want us to talk about whether this commission, like most commissions and boards, should be rejecting all bids if there are responsive and responsible bids. Should staff be allowed to reject them, or should this board reject them? Because I think this board should, just like other boards do. Selection committee limits, so should there be some kind of limit of the number of times a year any individual can sit on a selection committee? and a review of the city manager's signing authority relative to other cities, and perhaps reviewing rolling back the signing authority from 200,000 to 100,000. So that is my list of discussion items. I'd like to, like I said, make the motion to put that discussion item on our next agenda.
Second. Sorry.
It's moved, seconded by
Either.
Commissioner
Either one of us.
Perkins / Fessick.
Doesn't matter.
All right, discussion on the motion. Seeing none, let's go ahead and call a roll.
Commissioner Fezzik?
Yes.
Commissioner Perkin?
Yes.
Commissioner Sigerson Eaton?
No.
Commissioner Smith?
No.
Vice Mayor Fournier?
Yes.
Mayor Harden?
No. Mr. Fournier, or Vice
No
Mayor?
problem. Kervin, can I put this on the screen real quick? You can have it after. Or do you mind doing this? So a picture is worth 1,000 words, and I thought maybe with my quote, I would give you, it is my quote, but it is a drawing too.
Quote.
Why not? Now you need a drawing, Commissioner Smith. The vote that we just took was expected, unfortunately,
You can always bring it up in your reports.
like we just did, but
Report is not limited, so you can go on and on and on.
so my quote today is simply to say, my fate is not tied to your fate, is like saying your end of the boat is sinking.
Very good. All right. I just want to say to all the women out there, thank you for all you do each and every day. Appreciate that. This meeting's adjourned.